Hey everyone, this is Jack from the Cardboard Herald, and today we're taking a look at something that we don't normally cover on this channel, which is an abstract dexterity game. Yes, an old school crokinole-ish game. This is Pathways, a game that's coming to crowdfunding soon. The main thrust of the game is that you are going to have this board in between you and one other player, and you're going to take turns shooting your color stones across to the other side, hopefully making it into the final two rows closest to your opponent. Once each player has each shot 12 stones, thereby taking the total 24 turns in one single game play, then you score. The player who had the most stones on the other side wins. The trick of the game is the whole gimmick, pathways. Yeah, there's all of these pits that are going to try to consume all of your stones like hungry predators out for blood as you shoot across the board. They're going to get blocked up in these individual spaces, but pathways are going to emerge by yours and your opponent's stones as they continue to fill in these different areas, and eventually will make it so that you can easier access your opponent's side. Stones that are shot that don't quite make it across the board become obstacles that you can also play off of and hopefully try to ricochet them into successful point scoring pockets. And that's pretty much the entire concept of the game. Because an individual play lasts only about 5 minutes, the game recommends that you play to 11 points, where each game win gets you 2 points and every tie gets each player 1 point, and the first player to reach 11 points after however many games ends up winning the overall match. And that is the core game of Pathways. Okay, so what I love about this is that it is a really good mix of skill as well as luck. There is going to be a period in which you are feeling like you cannot manage to do any of the things that you were intending to do. But nonetheless, as you play more and more, you do find that you get a little bit better. You have a little bit more control, and you do have a little bit better understanding of how much power, what certain angle you're building up that pathway, or kind of sinking it into the pocket at the end. Obviously, players who have better control and better dexterity are going to be able to do better at this game, but this is something where I sat down and my family, including my 7-year-old, played again and again and again and again, and it was kind of scary how quickly he was developing and starting to overtake Dad, and my pride wasn't hurt at all by that. Oh God, I'm getting so old. But nonetheless, it's addictive, it's really fun, and it's really energetic, and it's something that's immediately appealing. It's just so visceral as you play. The other thing that I really love about it is because the intent is for you to have your stones in the back two rows opposite you. The game has an inherent encouragement to make sure that you don't overshoot. I mean, it's going to happen. These stones are going to scoot off the table because, well, you're flicking stones off a board, and they slide really, really well. But they are very durable, they're easy to find, and like I said, as players play more and more and more, you become more adept at making sure that they don't just go amok as you are playing the game. Now, Pathways does have some alternate modes of play that require a playmat that use more curling rules. Now, as an American, I am only passingly familiar with curling from the Winter Olympics, but yeah, it employs those curling rules very, very well, and it is a way of bringing in more players, adding more variety to the game. You get more replayability out of it. Ultimately, I like the board-based version better because it's more concise, it's more addictive, and the match scoring encourages you to just play and play and play and play again. Though this is totally beckoning for people to be sitting around as a group, either adults or kids or whatever, going, I call winner, and just swapping out and just playing a million games in succession. But I like that there are more imaginative ways to play and that it brings more people into the play session, giving it a little bit more flexibility. So if you're someone who wants something to be heavily thematic or entirely skill-based, or you are someone who is worried about these breaking grandma's fine china, well, then maybe this isn't the game for you. But if you are someone who likes high octane gameplay, something that is immediately understandable, then this is right up your alley. Personally, as an Alaskan who has spent a lot of time going to cabins and stuff, this is about as perfect of a cabin game or a family retreat game as I can imagine. A mix of gamers and non-gamers and people who play things like checkers and chess and crokinole and all that kind of stuff. This feels like it is made to just be hanging up on a wall and people break out and eventually just wear it down to the point of antiquity. And that's something that's really appealing to me. It's about as good of a cross between checkers and crokinole as I can imagine. Way more interesting and fun than the former and way more accessible than the latter. If you're into these type of games, then check out Pathways. And that's our review. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Jack for the Cardboard Herald.